Hi, I'm Old Sneelock. Welcome to another episode of Old Sneelock's Workshop. I've been asked where I got this thing on top of my WorkMate. Well, the answer is I made it. When we rebuilt the kitchen, we had a contractor come in and set the cabinets because I didn't want to have the kitchen down for 2 months while I was doing all the work. But I did say that I wanted to tear out the kitchen because I knew I could do that fairly quickly. Well, it took me a week, but I got it done. And the other thing I got out of the deal was not only did I get the kitchen taken apart, I got to keep all the wood. They were built-in custom cabinets from the 60s. They were made out of 3/4 inch furniture grade plywood. You know, furniture grade. Cheap furniture, right? But still, a lot of laminations. A good, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 laminations. And it's AA grade. So it holds up real well. Very strong. And all I did was take a piece that's 20 inches wide and 24 inches long, because that's how big the cabinet, 20 inches deep. This is the side of one of them, one of the base cabinets. I originally made this to fit on the 425 because it has a larger opening. And then when I wanted to put on this standard WorkMate, I took the circular saw and just cut away some of this piece and pulled it off of there so that it would drop in there. Locks in real nice, holds up well, stiffens the table too. No wobble at all in this little thing. I took some old green paint that we had left over from painting the old house. Still got some in the basement. We painted that house a lot. And I painted the whole thing, so it's got latex green paint on it. It's a good brand, One Coat. It has held up well. I've rebuilt engines on this thing. I've cleaned carburetors and done all kinds of things to it. The paint's holding up well. A little dirty, but then it's the way it is. Total expense, a little time, a little effort. All I did was cut it square on the ends and sand it so that I didn't have any splinters. Didn't want to rub up against it and get splinters in my hands. And it makes a WorkMate into an actual workbench, something that you can use. Now, you can buy a 2x2, 2 foot by 2 foot square section of plywood at the hardware store or the big box store. They usually have a pre-cut rack somewhere in the building. This is 3/4 inch. You'll probably get by with 1/2 inch if you use plywood. Chipboard, I think you'd want to go with 3/4 just to make sure it's strong enough. Because I clamp on the edges of it and pull on it, and chipboard doesn't have the tensile strength that this does. But you can get by with real cheap stuff. I made one of these out of pallet boards. I just took some 6-inch pallet boards, glued them edge to edge. I think that one was 18 inches wide, and I made it about 20, which is the length of the WorkMate, so that it covered the table completely. It's an inexpensive way to make yourself something nice and handy. You can fold up the WorkMate, carry the bench top in one hand, the WorkMate in the other, and they'll fit in the trunk of your car, or in my case, fit in the back of my truck very easily. I've used these all over the place, carried them around working at different people's houses. I don't do construction anymore. I very seldom go and fix anything for anybody, but you know, I still have a son and we do things. So if you have any suggestions for a new video, questions about today's video, or any of the other videos on the channel, just drop a note in the comments. You know I read them all. Thanks for watching.
This video is not to be viewed by anyone under the age of 13 in the U.S. or 16 in the European Union without the express written permission of the parents or the legal guardians of the underage person. Such written permission must be on file at the local government entity in charge of enforcing the rules and regulations established by the FTC. Anyone violating these terms is admitting by default that they hold harmless the owners and operators of this channel. Any and all questions should be addressed to your local branch of the FTC.